wonderful year for North West Women's Cricket and for that collaboration. COVID has had its way and I'm in household isolation for the second time. Like many club-based cricket organisations, success is dependent on the efforts of a number of people, more often than not, as volunteers. North West Women's Cricket is no different, and we are fortunate to have people who are prepared to put their hands up to help out. This is something that we should not take for granted and that we should continue to encourage in seasons to come. One group who do an awful lot behind the scenes is the committee. As a collaboration between the Morrow Cricket Club and the Burnside West Christchurch United Cricket Clubs, we don't have our own constitution that governs what we do, so our committee is very much a gathering of the willing. This year, we've tried to work with clearer roles and responsibilities and have become more successful at reporting back to each other on what we've been able to achieve between meetings. This sharing the workload has worked well, and seeing the committee members also reach out to others for their input and their support. While every member of the committee have been terrific, I particularly want to thank Libby, Nick and Eliza, as they represent players who are giving back to North West Women's Cricket in this way. While we hear the call for more women to take lead roles in administering their sports, so these three young women, along with Helen and Teresa, and like Molly and Kate before them, represent this goal in action in our organisation. I want to take this opportunity to thank a number of individuals and groups of people. Each of our club's committees for their backing and support of women's games, the ground staff associated with each club. They do an amazing job of preparing pitches, practice facilities, covers, etc. to support the opportunities that our players have to play at our home grounds. The coaches, Nigel, Lorne, Mike and Bruce, and the senior players and parents who support junior teams in coaching roles. Parents and family supporters for stepping in to score and support where and when needed, and for learning to step back as our young players mature and learn to take on increasing responsibility for their own roles in a team organisation. This season has again been a successful one for North West Women's Cricket. Weekly we see many examples of high levels of enjoyment, positive support and fun being experienced. Thank you to anyone who contributed photos and short articles to our social media so that we can all appreciate and celebrate the efforts of all our players at every level. Through sport and cricket presents great opportunities for this, we learn to handle disappointment. With the positive support of teammates and family, we are reminded it is a game and we learn how to be resilient, to focus on process goals over outcome goals, and to measure success and enjoyment in a variety of ways. Last week my cousin passed away. He was a very talented cricketer. His involvement in the sports he loved, particularly cricket and football, were a strong reminder that the people we meet and the friendships we make through sport, both our teammates and the opposition, is one of the most important outcomes and benefits of playing sport. So I encourage all of our playing membership, whether you've had an amazing season or one of those seasons where nothing seems quite to go right, to persevere, to focus on the fun and the friendships and get back into cricket again next season. And to the supporters I say thank you, and we look forward to your contributions, both big and small, again next season. Get involved and stay involved. Congratulations to all our award winners tonight. I know you will all be thrilled with your awards, and I hope humble enough to quietly acknowledge your teammates, as cricket is one of the great team sports. Kia ora, and have a great evening.
Thanks Ross if you're watching the live stream. Now I'd just like to welcome Pete Hay just to say a few minutes.
It's quite a heartache to follow from Ross Theory, come to most places, but look, I've only been chair of the Burnside few months now, and really just trying to understand the complexity, I guess, of running such a club with all our partnerships. But one thing I'm pretty passionate about, and I've seen it emerge over a number of years with my, I guess, watching my boys play, is the growth in the girls and women's side. I'm pretty passionate about, and some of the early doors people that have been involved when I was with CKCA on that committee, passionate parents really started this. We were involved for time in getting the equivalent of South Island primary schools sort of girls together for year out, or year 8. And I think now we have up to, I think it's about 10 teams playing that competition with 12 at the moment. So really thrilled to be part of the North West tournament, and I'd just like to thank all those involved in making it happen, Ross, all the coaches, all the supporters, and especially all the girls playing, and our ladies, actually, our Super 8s, our social team, which has added another element to some of their antics. Obviously, they're a wee bit more controlling, but they do actually add to the fabric of our club. So, well done. I've really enjoyed the success that I've seen. I'm trying to get down to a couple of games. Last year we had our first successes in 2020. This year we were putting Kirsty Bond to the previous side, fantastic results. So thank you ladies, thank you girls for a fantastic season. We're really proud to be behind.
Yeah, sorry. Okay, we're going to get into the team awards. Is Kat here?
Yep, this
That's
is
so great.
Go the next slide, Hannah.
I just had to Did we really have to put that on there? No, we came forth, wasn't that bad? We did come forth. Thank you, Bronwyn, thank you. Do I need to use this? No. Am I loud enough? Perfect. Excellent, thank you. So yes, is my stunning introduction. I am Kat, hello. I think I probably know most of you. Yeah, so our social 8s team. Social 23s, because we actually had 23 players over the season. We all fell apart at times. A few of us got COVID. A few of us had weddings, many weddings. Far too many people get married in the cricket season. We just stopped doing that, please. It was a really cool season, and this doesn't reflect how much fun we actually had out on the field. Half our team were on the wrong side of 35. We're on this side, and half the team were under 20. So it was a bit of an odd mix, but it worked out really well. We, 4 of us from Southern, so I'm actually from Southern over in Beckenham, and 4 of us up from Burnside and various places. So we all came together, had some fun. It was a really cool week season. And yeah, we should have won our last game. 11 runs in it. 11 runs. Oh, it was very close. It was a great last game. We had fun playing Heathcote. Not so much fun playing the others, but that's okay. That's okay. Still swings and roundabouts, right? We should have at least had one draw, or like that one game that we should have had shared points, yeah, but not so much. Anywho, I didn't really come up here to speak. There's how many of us here? 3 of us? 5 of us. 5 of us, not bad. 5 out of 23. It's not bad, right? For a Friday night. Not bad for a Friday night. We also had quite a few of the younger girls filling in for us throughout the season as well. We had Scarlett played a few games, Rebecca, I think we played the last 4 or 5, so thank you very much for you guys coming through and playing 2 games a day at times and helping us out. The other beauty of having 2 clubs involved is we've actually got some extra awards. Alright, sorry, I might take a bit more time. But I'm not going to start at the top because it's embarrassing, because it's me. Sorry. We had a team. We had a team She only played 6 games and I played like 15, but semantics, right? So yeah, me, look at that. Yeah. High score of 31. Funny story though, I then passed out and got put in an ambulance and taken to hospital. If that doesn't explain what our season looked like. I can't even get 31 days without literally passing out on the ground. So, it was very warm, yes. Thank you, Robin. Hey, that was quick. Who put that up? Okay, I'm not talking fast enough apparently. Please, Player of the Year. So, Maria, hi. Come here, Maria.
Hello, Maria.
So, Maria, do I put the medal on you? It's like a knighting ceremony. There we go. Excellent. So, Maria got our only 50 for the season, so well done. Top run score? Yep, top run score. Yep, didn't quite 50 on that one. Maria's come back to cricket after how long? 12, 13 years. Yep, so most of us have had a bit of a break and we've come back. And came out in that first game and crikey, she had some footwork. She looked amazing the first game back. And we had a few hills and a few up and downs, but we came right at the end of the season and had some cracking shots and best footwork we've ever seen on the thing I've played about, so nice work, thank you. That and
Super mum.
Super, absolutely. Yeah, so between us on a team of 8 ladies, I think we've got about 20 children. So there's plenty of kids coming through to fill the gaps in us. Coaches Award, so we didn't really have a coach, I kind of coached. We had Ed who came in, who's one of my friends, who was amazing. He came in quite a bit as well. But our Coaches Award this year goes to Bronwyn. Thankfully our awards are people that are here. So Bronwyn had never played a competitive game of cricket. Never. And is our top wicket taker for the year. Not even knowing how to bowl to the end of the season, pulling in these wee little out-swingers and in-swingers and these little balls that would pop up out of nowhere, and I'd be like, how did you do that? Would not have a clue, but almost unplayable. Really bizarre bounce. I spaced her at the nets and I couldn't see it either, so awesome work. No, it's more fun. It's more fun making it a surprise, I reckon. We do have a couple of other wee awards there. Thank you, Rob. Thank you. And they are people that aren't here, so I'll just have a very quick spiel so it won't keep you so long. So from kind of my point of view, because I'm at Southern, I've got a few extra trophies, so I'm like, cool, we'll give them out. So we had a batter of the year, and where Maria was the top kind of run scorer, I guess, we had a couple of extra people that actually really showed up as well. So Ange, who unfortunately couldn't make it, she got 2 47s in the last couple of weeks, very, very close to those 50s, and came in from not playing at the start of the season, came into scoring runs and playing some nice big shots. So batter of the year would be Ange, I've got a trophy to her. Bowler is Alyssa. Alyssa abandoned us and moved to Hope Ticker, so she's not here. So she only ended up playing, I think, 5 or 6 games, but she was unplayable in our grade. She's so quick. We actually had to pull her off bowling quite a few times because she hurt people. And I've also got the Most Improved Award. So where Bronwyn was clearly very, very improved in her bowling and whatnot around the thing. I'm also recognising Sam, who's not here. I thought Sam was coming. No, Sam's not here either. So Sam again was one of our newbies, new to cricket, never played in her life. I think she's got 24-ish. And she's very, very coachable, so she takes everything on board. Had quite a few injuries to contend with as well. She'd come in, she'd bowl, she'd wicket keep, she'd be like, yeah, I'll open the batting. Like, in her very first game of cricket, I'm like, yeah, you don't have to keep it. She's like, I'll give it a go. Nothing was an issue for Sam, and she was really coachable, and yeah, came a really long way during the season, so I wanted to recognise her as well. Yep, Ronnie, Marie.
Ronnie, the photos done properly.
Yeah, I feel we'll just go over there.
Good work, Maddie. Sort it out.
You look so fancy. I know you're not dressed up.
Does the under 16s coach or whoever's presenting want to come up?
So soft.
Good evening. I haven't prepared a speech because I was told by Mark Sinney there weren't going to be speeches. I just wanted to get it all done and dusted. So there's a couple of people I want to thank because without them the season doesn't really happen at all. And one of them is Helen. Oh, you're there, you moved. Helen is the glue that makes everything work on a Saturday. The messages that go out between teams, getting players to play for teams and mixing and matching. We couldn't, or you ladies couldn't play on a Saturday without Helen. She does an amazing amount of work behind the scenes getting things done for a Saturday. So without you, Helen, we would have a Saturday. Our job is made easy by you. And thank you very much. Mark over there in the corner, Olivia's dad. He takes the team on a Saturday. Has done for the last 2 seasons because I'm tied up with my son's cricket. Thank you very much, Mark. Without you helping me on a Saturday, and the other parents that help score as well. It's amazing. Thank you very much, and it's good to see you up and about, mate, and walking around after your little incident. It's awesome to see. The season. Played 14, won 8, lost 2, abandoned 4. A very good season, but really stats like that I'm not that worried about. It's the development in the girls that I like to see. And honestly, all the girls have improved. And that goes for the girls that were under 16 last year have stepped up to Div 1 as well. It's amazing to see the improvement in the girls. It's just awesome. I think this club is just going to grow in strength and strength. I was talking to Peter before that I think in 2 or 3 years I can see this club being the major force of women's cricket in Christchurch. And simply because you're developing from grassroots to the girls and the Prem team, you know, and we're building up. Unlike some other clubs that have just coached players and brought players in and they've disappeared. No, I didn't mean you girls. I was getting on to you girls, it's all right. I didn't mean you. But you know what I mean. Yeah. No. But developing from grassroots to Prems is the way to go, and it's going to build a really strong club. And Mark, I was going to mention if it's fantastic to have the other Div 1 team coming this year. It's awesome. It only makes the club stronger. And competition for places, it's just awesome to have competition throughout the teams. It's just fantastic. So, further ado, we'll get on to the MVP. Olivia! I haven't seen a lot of Olivia back because on Saturdays I don't get to see her. But I did rock up on Saturday. And I would have guessed it's probably their best game. And everything we've been working with Olivia in the nets sort of came to fruition on Saturday where she played what I thought was probably her best innings. She's developed, she works hard in the nets, she does what we ask her to do, and yeah, that's why you're MVP. MVP, because you put into practice what you learn. And fantastic. Well done. Flo can't be here tonight. COVID, I think. Played low with COVID. Yeah. I'm guessing the girls pick Flo because she turns up, she's always keen at training, she always puts in, she's always available to play and for the other teams as well, to fill in for the other teams. And yeah, just she's improved actually as well, beyond last year. Just amazing to watch the development in her as well. So well done, Flo. We'll give that to you. Put that there. Jessie, come to the wall. Because that's what you always tell me. You don't deserve it, you don't follow it. Yeah, go away and buy. When I first met Jessie, I've never met someone so negative and hard on herself in my life. And my goal at the end of the season was actually get Jessie to like herself as a cricketer. Because Jessie can play, but Jessie doesn't believe she can play. And with her bowling, she'd bowl a really good ball and go, oh, geez, I didn't get them out. I said, well, it's not all about getting them out, Jessie. It's about, you know, putting it in the right spot. And my coach's award goes to Jessie because she turns up to training, she listens, she's willing to learn, and she's willing to improve. Yes, you may be hard on yourself, which is quite good, but you do listen and you do learn and you do try and improve. And that's what it's all about. And you have improved this season. It's been amazing. With your batting and your bowling. And we'll work on the attitude again. And that's it. Thank you.
Number 10.
Next up, Captain Jeff Wyman Wade's team.
Firstly, thanks everyone for having the Blazers this year. Darren Stackhouse and I have coached this team for a few years, and at the end of last season we were at Horsell and we made a couple of decisions. We thought they were hard decisions at the time. We decided A, that we'd go and play under 19s because the under 16 grade wasn't challenging us, and B, we thought we had some discussions with a few people at inside Northwest, and we decided to actually move the whole team in the looking for a better pathway for our girls, which is no disrespect to Horsell, but we felt that the Northwest offered a better pathway. And I think towards the end of the season, with a few players, actually, well, one got called up and never got to play again because of COVID, but we also had another girl make her Premier debut, which totally justified what Darren and I were looking for the girls, because they bettered themselves at cricket. We've also had a number of girls training with the Prems team on a Monday night, which is the experience they got from that is invaluable. So it's been a good move for us as a team and for the girls as individuals, I think. I'd like to thank, as Bruce said, Helen, thank you for all your hard work behind the scenes. Love those messages, keep them coming.
You're right.
Yeah.
I'll give a
And to Shano, all your hard work as well, and the rest of the Northwest Committee, we thank you very much. It's made us feel very welcome, and the shift's been really easy, so thank you. Now, I did have a really short speech worked out, because I'm not the spokesman of the team, Darren Stackhouse is, and my speech was going to be, I'd like to welcome Darren to the stage, but unfortunately he's been chewing on too many chubba chubs this week, and he's got a massive big abscess in his teeth, so he's feeling pretty miserable and lying in bed at home, I think. But he might be watching, so I'll be nice to him. Our season this year has been pretty challenging. I think we're going to go to Metro and ask for a bit of a refund because I think we've only played half the games we should have. But I think 2022, it is what it is, isn't it? But very hard from a team point to get any momentum and keep a real form going throughout the year and keep it going consistently. So a tough year, but nevertheless, Darren and I are both really proud of the way the girls have done it, and we've seen the improvements in them. They've done really well. So I'm reading Darren's notes. He was very organised and did send me a big list. So as you can see, the results on there, but I'm told not to drag on too long, so I'll skip half and stuff. Our MVP Player of the Year this year has had an excellent year with bat and ball, scoring 202 runs from 9 innings, average 33.67, second most runs in Division 1 grade. She took 14 wickets at an average of 6.93 with the best bowling of 3 for 9. Second most wickets in Div 1 grade. She also took 8 catches, 2 run-outs, topping the Div 1 in fielding dismissals. She's been a good leader this year, and that's probably where Darren and I have seen our biggest improvement in her. Field placings and organising stuff, even coming and having a talk to us on a Wednesday night, trying to work out tactics and that for Saturday. So our MVP this year goes to Kat. Players Player. This award selected by their peers goes to someone who you would struggle to find anyone with more passion for the game and her Blazers team. An opportunity to play or watch cricket is given priority over most things, including schoolwork. This player has also shown great dedication to the club this season, helping other teams when they are short, and also taken some fantastic game day photos for the club. Northwest Blazers Players Player of the Year, Addison Stackhouse. And our Coaches Award this year goes to someone who every coach wants to have in their team, players like this, who just listen, absorb, and then go and do what you ask them to, and work on it real hard. The player have showed fantastic improvement throughout the season, particularly with the bat developing a new range of shots, and that comes through a wee technical change at the start of the year, and just the improvements been really, really good. Her commitment to team training is equal to anyone on the team, and she does more training outside away from Burnside Park as well. In her first year with Northwest, she has also shown fantastic dedication to the Northwest Club, helping out other teams when they have been short. She is someone that gives 100% to everything she does. Scarlett.
Thank you. Next we have the Scorchers.
Don't start about I'll tell all of you now, I hurt myself during the week and I've had to wear bloody going into an office with a collar and tie and suit on and sandals is not this is not my first year coaching. This is the under-19 girls and the Scorchers had a relatively good season last year. At the start of this year I decided that we would have a conversation about what the girls wanted out of this year. Their answer was quite simple, and thinking, I want to score more runs. So we decided that we would take an approach of actually getting the girls, teaching the girls how to hit the ball. Thanks, Bruce. So 6 players. 3, 1, 4. Not a bad season. I think the most disappointing thing for the girls this season is they made it to a final to play against Lancaster Park on an occasion that they wouldn't have been able to drop down then Premier players, and the girls would have had a fair shake in beating them, and it was abandoned due to COVID. Yeah, right.
A little bit disappointed for the girls because they really were a bit ripped up about that. So, moving on, thanks, Dan. We'll go to the MVP. MVP is an interesting selection, so most valuable player, and it's generally done towards to a player who obviously scores runs, takes wickets, fields goal, all those sorts of things. MVP for us this year was, at the start of the year, what I would classify as an angry white girl. All she wanted to do was smack the living daylights out of the ball, and we had one shot. This year it developed into a player whose high score this year was 96 runs, which is absolutely fantastic. I know it's only 4 runs from a century, but to be fair, the player had no idea how many runs she had scored and was more interested in playing with her teammates and for their team. So, in my mind, an easy solution.
What's the photo, Edie?
Players player of the year is obviously voted on by the players, and it was an active choice this year. As with the Blades, loads of girls, we had a number of our girls playing in the opportunity to train with Premier Women this year, and made her Premier debut in 2 games. This was got 2 games, and didn't embarrass herself, made us look proud. So the Players Player of the Year is voted by the players. Is now, Coaches Award. Coaches Award this year for me, the girls all did really, really well, and when I look at it, we had a core of 6 players in our under-19 team. Got a lot of help from our under-16 girls in filling the positions, and the old Premier player coming down. So it was, the Coaches Award for me was to look at what players had learned the most from their year. It came down to a couple of selections, and I do want to recognise another person as well, but the Coaches Award for me, I put this player in a position that she simply wasn't comfortable with. It took on a leadership role. It meant she had responsibility for deciding how the girls were going to play, who was going to bowl, what the batting order was, all those sorts of things that I couldn't do because I wasn't with the girls on Saturday when they played. And to be fair, I'm very proud of her. She stepped up, did a bloody good job, had some shitty times on the field when players were giving her grief. But she got through it, and my only motto to the girls this year when they were out playing was be brave. So, Coaches Award this year goes to Carol. Now, the other player, one other player I wanted to recognise tonight, and she didn't make the awards, but she made us real proud, was Lola. What did I tell you to do at the start of the season, Lola? Bowl fast. What did you do this season, Lola? Bowl fast. So Lola ended up being the top wicket taker in the under-19 Div 1 grade, so it's a great accomplishment. She runs in hard every single time, and she gets that ball down as fast as she can every single time. I believe I can ask Abigail Cotton how that feels when you get in the way. So you managed to impale a Premier Women's batsman. So it's well done. To the rest of the girls, congratulations. Awesome season. The one person, like Bruce, that we all need to thank is the lovely Helen. Helen took everything away from us as coaches. We didn't have to worry about who was turning up, who was going to play, who wasn't going to play, even all of the drama. So Helen, personally, thank you very much. you have your own ringtone on my phone, because I thought something was going on. Well, who's this? It's Helen, so I gave you your own ringtone. So when she'd come in, she'd hear people away, she'd go, oh, is that Auntie Helen again? Because that's what her in my phone, Auntie Helen. But I didn't get in trouble. So Helen, thank you very much. You made it very easy for the ringtone.
I just want to point out a few things. I might take a while, but I just want to acknowledge Bruce and Mike for their coaching for both under 16s and Div 1, and we really appreciate it, even though you can be annoying sometimes. But just me and Bruce can be funny and stuff.
At least I accept it.
I just want to. Well, I've got a nephew, I just pointed out. So if you can come up, that'd be great.
That's you, Bruce. Oh, Bruce.
Yep.
Oh, you can get.
Yeah. Mike, I thought you were supposed to stand. So I thought you were supposed to.
Oh, wow.
That wasn't part of it, but I really want to acknowledge one person in particular that has put so much forward to the club and is an organiser whiz and has sorted out all the teams and everything, and that's Helen. So do you want to come up and give me a hug?
Yay, Helen.
Next up is friends, and our manager isn't here. I'm guessing she should to the awards, so our captain is going to let me do it. So.
Oh.
Which is okay. So I'm not going to give a speech. I'm just get straight into the awards.
Oh.
Yeah, really nice to say. But pretty much the coach's award goes to someone who.
Can we send one of the coaches up to shake hands?
Oh yeah, Nigel's our only coach here. So.
Go on.
Wait.
It's all right. Yeah,
just from a player's point of view, Michaela's someone who always shows up. She's at every training, and she'll give everything a go. So Libby will tell her, you're having a bowl, you're betting it, one, and Michaela will just get out there and do it. So coach's award goes to Michaela. Our player's player goes to someone who always brings great energy and always gives the girls a laugh. She's also a bit of a cricket nerd, knows everything about the game. Stepped up a few times to be captain and smashed it. She always gives the best advice and loved by the whole team. There's Abigail Boffin. She'll 100% be on the live stream watching.
So not actually live though, but
Oh, yeah.
just being recorded later.
Our MVP goes to probably one of the most humble people I know. Can't wait to see where she goes. She's got so much talent, but she also works so hard. And that definitely shows, as she's one of the most consistent players, quality cricket every week, just with the bat, and then stands behind the wickets with the gloves for as many overs as it takes, and that is Izzy Sharp. Libby's going to come up and give an appreciation. So this person wasn't
Nah, couldn't make it.
Yeah, but about 2 days ago, Nick and I sat down and thought we'd have this award. So we decided the finalists this year. We narrowed it down to 3 people who we believe are integral to the club and in particular the Premier team. This award is based on services to the Premier team from outside the playing group. And we think it's really important to honour that all of the people that help out aren't necessarily directly from our club or necessarily directly from our team. So the first finalist was someone that has been mentioned multiple times tonight, Helen. She made sure that in the absence of us having a full-time coach, that we were always on track, that we had a team sorted, sorting out Div 1 players to play for our team, and she kept Hannah, myself and Eliza in line, make sure that we were actually doing what we needed to be doing. Number 2 is Shane. I've always admired Shane for the fact that he's no internal connection to our team, but puts so much time into making sure that everything is sorted for us behind the scenes. And lastly, and then we'll present it to Lorne. Lorne kind of came in at the 11th hour when we found out that Beans had been given the assistant coach's job for the Magicians, and he has made training so fun. It's kind of our girls come to training and look forward to the next one already before it's even ended. And in general, he is great because you can give him a bit of shit, he gives you a bit of shit back. But he keeps it really light, really fun, and he's a great club man. We give so much to North West Youth Cricket, to Burnside, and to North West Women. So, yeah, first of all, yeah. While I'm here, Nigel, would you like to come up, please? Nigel has been one of our other coaches this year who has been with the club for quite a while now, with the Premier team for a very long time. So this is just a wee appreciation of what you've done for us over the season and all the way to it. So thank you very much. That's pretty sure that concludes our night. Hey.
No, just the team awards?
Oh yeah, the team awards. We've still got some other awards. Yeah. Not done yet. Shane's gonna talk about.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, first up, before we do the Euro Cricket Awards, I always like to surprise Hannah. By the way, Hannah got the message this morning that Gibbo, his son, tested positive for COVID, and we were looking for somebody to run the data show. So I messaged Hannah, you probably at school, were you? Yes, school, anyway. How cool has it been on Facebook where it's school day? Anyway, she's like, oh yeah, how hard does it work to do? I said, have you used to, like, have you done a slideshow before? You used to push like play and stuff like that. Yeah. Because you haven't actually whiteboard you picked up. So, she said yes and had a laptop too, so that's so Hannah was in the gun, so that's great. Hannah's actually also offered to help us out with our social media, and she's actually working with Jen at Action Liberal Sports Hornby. We're going to do a couple of hours with her, and so there's a bit of mentoring going on, so we look forward to Hannah's posts next year. Before I get into the Aero Scholarship Awards, one of our other sponsors, Robbie's Rickerton, have provided something for the following people if they'd like to come up. Let's have a look here. Helen, Mark Pringle, Mike Dunlop, Vanessa, any Stacky will do. We have Mark Pringle, Craig Stanley, and Hannah Foster. So come up please, if that's okay. Thank you. Just down in case Mark's will change me. Oh, no, so Mark Hall. Mark Hall, sorry. Can't spell.
I'm happy to take two.
Thank you. Here we go. So these are all gift vouchers. So this group of people here are, for the main part, volunteers. And I'm sure I could have missed out some of these. So we've got these vouchers. Robbie's written $50 vouchers. Thanks very much. Mark likes his money to go around, so that's all. But no, seriously, without volunteers, we wouldn't have youth cricket, and women's cricket, and any cricket really. Yeah, so that's great. So give them a round of applause, please. Okay, so a couple of seasons ago, we spoke to Cricket Express about doing a scholarship for basically for up-and-coming talented cricketers. So Lizzie Sharp's won this in the past, I think. Molly Dunlop, you've won this in the past, haven't you? Maybe, probably. So the way we split this up this year was I decided that I'd split this into 3 people. One from each did one team and one from the under-16 team. So the winners of the awards are Hattie Stackhouse, Edie Maslin, and Xenia Prince. If you'd like to come up. Thank you, Aero, for that. So, you want to come together for a photo? That'd be great. I'll just jump out of it. Thanks, Cricket Express.
Now I'm pretty sure that's the end.
No, the higher up.
We're still going.
Yeah, the run sheet, yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
4 more awards.
So we got the higher honours now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Talk to the category of 90 people. Next
Yeah.
slide. Here we go. Oh.
So these are our Canterbury under 19 players got selected. Yeah. There's about 3 of them here, so yeah.
Abby's here.
Should I want to come up or? Yeah, Lily. Yeah, so that's our Canterbury under 19 players. Good to see a lot of North East girls in amongst it. And we had 2 girls get to play for the Mags this season, which is like the first for us, which is really exciting. So both Izzy Sharp and Nick got to be in the squad and play. So yeah, we're really excited. I'm sure there's like more girls that we'll see in future seasons be in that too, which is cool as well. The service awards. The contribution award goes to Shane Young. Yeah, I think it's clear why Shane's getting this award. We really appreciate what you do behind the scenes. And your energy is always great and positive. Love to see you around the park. So, yeah.
Thank you. Thanks.
Mark, Paul, do you want to come up to present the award for contribution? Sorry, yeah.
has been announced, and actually, just a funny story from a start actually. So Shane asked me to say a few words about Helen actually, and do a bit of a speech. And the funny story is that I don't really like speeches. They make me a bit nervous and that sort of thing. And the funny part is I actually had a heart attack 4 weeks ago. And so thank you, Shane, for that. I had a heart attack, raised blood pressure, and reduced heart rate. So I appreciate that, mate. Thank you, mate. No problem. But I just wanted to say just a big thank you to Helen. A lot of things have been said already about you. And at the end of the day, volunteers are the lifeblood of the club, and Norwest is no exception. But I've had a little bit to do with Helen as far as over the years, actually, a lot of time. She's put a lot of dedication to cricket. And also had a little bit to do with looking after the under-16s, actually the amount of work that's involved in getting this rabble together for Saturday. And there is a lot of hours that go into it, and you probably don't even know the half of it, what goes on behind the scenes. And then of course it rains on Saturday and the game's off, it's all that's nothing. So, but she still does it, smile on her face, she's always there, puts in so much effort. So really appreciate what you do, Helen, so thank you very much.
A lot of work. Everything changes from Monday to Friday and even Saturday morning. So yeah, appreciate being off the TMAC messages through that. But yeah, I just want to see girls playing cricket and try and get girls playing cricket, not missing out. We had one girl standing down, but then it rained that week anyway. So yeah, more girls playing cricket is all what I want to see.
Popped up before, but is Murray Brooks all still?
No.
Oh, okay. He got the contribution to junior cricket, so contribution to senior cricket.
Molly D's going to talk about this.
Oh, Eddie's got it. That'd be great.
Yeah!
No, they're not my sandals. Yeah. They're not my sandals.
You would be seen dead in those, wouldn't you, Molly?
No, right. This award goes to someone who puts in a tremendous amount of work behind the scenes. She's the one to go to about your uniform. She saved us on a couple of occasions coming down to our Saturday games when players don't have a uniform. She does heaps of work on the committee, sorting out coaches, and she also contributes to our junior teams. So this award goes to Eliza.
Speech, Eliza.
I think we have reached it now. Eliza's got more awards, but I think we're finally done. Magnums for dessert, so